Thought maybe you'd like to hear my beep. Pepperoni lovers. I remember pepperoni. Something about pepperoni. Here on Friday, April the 26th. Ay. It's... Well, the camera probably makes it look not very... It's not very bright out there. Yeah. It washes everything out, I guess, as it wont to do. But, yeah. Last night at regular work kind of sucked. Oh, man. I was on a mod. I mean, I was doing modulars, but like, and on the sheets, it had at the top the little signs or whatever for whichever section it was. It was like digestive health or something. I don't know what it's called. But the signs for section 1 and section 4 switched. So I thought, I mean, the two middle ones, the signs at the top are staying the same. So I assumed, they were staying in their same sections. They were just kind of rearranging maybe a little bit to make room for new product, whatever. So I thought maybe section 1 and section 4 were switching, flipping, because the signs at the top changed. What the designation of what product was sitting there was, I suppose. That was not the case. Section 1 consisted of half of section 4 and half of section 2. It was just such a clusterfuck of fuckery, and it's like, glad it's over. Marilee came over and helped with it. So we had me, her, and Francesca on it. And there's a couple people. Who was it this morning? Somebody. Oh, Cindy and Laura were trying to help stock what they could of it, the freight that got left. But it was just cluster. I ended up staying 45 minutes late today. I got a ride home with Francesca because it was storming like a bitch. Very strong storms. In fact, I was sitting there waiting for Francesca by the front door, and lightning struck something nearby. There was I heard a spark or something. I don't know where it came from or what, but yeah, it was one of those zap booms, sort of, if you've ever been anywhere near around where lightning has struck something nearby. It was loud, so loud. In college, I think the first week that I was down there, for some reason Robert wasn't home. This is my first year at college when we were roommates, lived in the same dorm room. Yeah, he wasn't home. I don't know where he was, but the lightning struck. It had to have struck the building across the street or something, because it was loud as shit. And I just remember, it scared the shit out of me. And I was kind of fuck. It's kind of one of those moments where it's you just have to I guess, express what you're feeling in the moment. And I just shouted fuck. I don't know if my neighbor heard me or not, probably. But, yeah, I came home and pretty much, I gave Minxie her morning treat, of course, and then pretty much immediately left out for second work. I even just trying to get to Francesca's car in the parking lot, my feet were already fucking wet, so it didn't even really matter. But I bought myself a new umbrella because I forgot mine at the shop. And, so I had that on the way to second work. And then one of the ladies, I think she works at the community center. I think she, helps with the pool or something, maybe? I don't know. She works somewhere at the community center. She saw me at the four-way stop there, and gave me a ride the rest of the way to the shop. It wasn't very far, but, I mean, anytime, it wasn't even really raining that hard at that point, so. But, I mean, it was raining enough that we didn't really do anything today at Parks and Rec. Well, the other two guys were sitting around waiting for the boss man to come in because he had something to tell him about the ball fields or the schedule of when the games were going to be or something, and he had them printed off. And then there was an email he was discussing with them. I mean, I got to be in the staff meeting even though I'm not I'm not full time, so I guess it doesn't matter to me, you know. But I mean, I'm not helping with ball fields either, so I'm not really involved in that stuff, you know. And then the boss took the one guy upstairs to, like, he wanted to like see something in the office, or you know, you know, get his opinion on something up in the office or something. I don't know. But then after, you know, they both actually Glenn came in, the guy that hired me last year. The guy who has since retired. He retired in December. He brought some package of papers. I don't know. So I got to see Glenn and see how he was doing. You know, he's enjoying retirement. You know, getting drug all over the place in the RV that his wife made him buy. You know, or you know, I guess she still wants to like do a trip up to Alaska. And he's like, maybe let's do a couple of smaller trips to make sure we can handle like living in this thing for 4 months or whatever. So, but yeah, and then after, you know, the one guy left, and so it was just me and the other guy, and we just kind of went around and was like looking at the parks and seeing if there's like a sinkhole in one of them. Well, actually 2 sinkholes. Because the one guy was, well, he isn't really, he's the, I worked with him for one day, Brett. He got, the first day I was back, he got promoted to, like, the community center maintenance supervisor or something, so he does more stuff up at the community center. But he was saying something about a sinkhole in one at Shepherd Park. So Riley and I went out there and was like, you know, but we actually found a different hole that was at the other end of the park, because we're like, is that what he was talking about? But he was talking about a bigger one at the other end of the, so we helped find, you know, sinkholes today with all the rain. Oh my God, the water was running. This driveway out here when Francesca brought me home this morning was like nothing but, it was just like a river of water. I don't know if anybody's out there right now, but that over there, yeah, if you can see it, yeah, that was like nothing but water. It was just a raging river because it was coming from around the wall, and then there's like these 3 little like holes there. I don't know if you can see them very well, but oh, that function is not currently available. I don't know what button I just pushed. But yeah, okay, it's not available. I get it. So yeah, water was coming from those drainage holes and from around the edge of the wall itself. So that was nothing but like, and I mean the water was running because there's like that runoff there into the actual like stream, the electric springs, I guess, since that's supposed to be the spring or whatever, I guess. But yeah, so, but it's crazy. It was a crazy stormy day around here. So I don't know about where you are, but that's what the lady who picked me up, I actually know where she lives now, because she took me, she was like, because she was telling me like a tree fell on her son and daughter-in-law's car, apparently. I mean, luckily they weren't in it, because first she said something about, oh, a tree fell on my son. And I thought, a tree fell on your son? Like, that's one of those bad places to, like, pause, like, in the middle of a story. The tree fell on your son? Oh my God. But no, it was just their car. And then her shed blew over, or whatever, so she took me by her house to show me her shed had blown over. It's like, oh man. So, I don't even know if she'd remember me. I met her twice, maybe 3 times, maybe. I don't know if she was there when we were doing the float last year. Maybe she was there when we were doing the float. But I think she came down one time, you know, Damon cooked for us. Or he cooked for us a couple different times. Or maybe we just had like a little Christmas Thanksgiving dinner gathering, something. I don't know. Something. I think she was at a couple of those, maybe. But I don't know. But anyway, crazy, stormy, far too eventful night. I'm glad that mod is done and over, because I was trying to do it a smart way, but the mod was just dumb. So I was like, because I was like, okay, which section should I start with? You know, I was like, oh, I'll just flip these 2 sections, and then I started clearing out the 1 section, thinking that the 4 was going to come over, and then all that shit was going to be out of my way, so I could, you know, set what I took out of 1 into 4, and then it was like, no, my friend, that is not how. The shit that I took out of section 1 ended half going into section 4, and then like half into section 3, and I'm like, why? What? Why? So, far too eventful night. I guess kind of this morning too with the storm, you know, and a not very active afternoon since then. But I do have I had a little bowl of, you know, microwavable mac and cheese, and now I have some chicken noodle soup in there that I want to eat. But of course, as always, I have a question to answer. The 26th? Did I say yes? It's the 26th. So, what do you value most? What do I value most? I guess being a decent person? I don't know, because I was thinking, you know, being an honest person, but I guess there's more to it than just that, I suppose. I guess, like, being a decent human being and not being a sack of shit to other people. Friends and strangers alike. You know what I mean? Like, just don't be a dick. Just don't be a fucking dick. Seriously, there's far too many dicks, far too much dickery in the world. Like, we don't need more. We don't need more. But I don't know, like, you know, being happy, being, like, you know, living happy is important to me. Does that go with the line of decent? I guess not really. That's like a completely different, like, if I have to choose one, I mean, I guess being decent is, you know, important. Because there's just some people there's very few people that I'm like, I just can't hang around that person, you know? Like, some of them I might be like, you know, for work purposes or whatever, like, you can be around them for work, whatever, but not, you know, like, I just can't hang with this dickery doc, you know, dickery David. Oh. There have been a few managers over my 17 years. If they were to get hit by a bus, and that bus were to back up and be like, oh, I thought I hit something, and they're like, oh, I guess I didn't hit anything, and then drive forward, like, I don't know, wouldn't feel sad about it. You know, like, I don't know. maybe a few people over that, like, there's very few people that I'm just kind of like, I don't, you know, like, I mean, to be fair, there was one time in the office, I did see a shred of humanity in David, and I saw that he understood what the struggle was, but then he just put his, like, you know, Shazam, I'm a dick. You know, like, instead of turning into a superhero, he just turned into a fucking dick and went out to the floor and treated people like shit. But I did see a glimmer of humanity in him once, one time. One time. It's in there somewhere. I don't know if he was the one that said, I check my morals at the door, or whatever. Apparently someone said that once. A member of management said that once. Like, there's been very few people over the years that, like, I just kind of, like, I want nothing to do with them, you know? There was one guy who, he was very, like, he didn't want to be there. I mean, I don't want to be there, let's be fair. But he was, you know, he was taking a really long break, as he would do, I guess. And our CSM, when we still had, you know, overnight cashiers, whatever, she said something to him about, you know, I don't know exactly what she said to him. And he's like, you can't say anything to me. She's like, I can say something to you. I am a manager. I mean, I guess she's. I don't know how much her power extends. And you know, she was the manager over the front end, but I don't know how much her. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much the CSM customer service manager, I guess, would be what. I don't know if that extended to, you know, individuals like stalkers or whatever. But she was like, I can say something to you. I am a manager, whatever, blah 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 blah. And like, as he went out of the room, he called her an old bitch. And I'm like, really? Like, he was just, my friend Corey, he would push his buttons on purpose. And that's actually, unfortunately, an incident that, I mean, it ended up getting both of them fired. But, because he would always go take Corey's jack on purpose, because he knew it would piss him off. You know, he'd just take it and, you know, just be a dick about, you know. And so there were some words exchanged, and, you know, Corey got pretty heated that time, you know. And it's like, you know, we were, like, I didn't know what was going on until, like, you know, people were, like, pulling Corey away, you know, and trying to get him out the back. And, like, as he walked by, he punched the wall, and I was like, oh, okay. And the other guy, like, fucking chased after him, like, gleefully. Like, he couldn't wait to just piss him off even further. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're doing this to people, like, on fucking purpose. Like, there again, meet your bus. You know what I mean? Like, I've got no use for you on this planet if you're gonna be that kind of just fucking disgusting human being. You know, like, I have no use for you. Just none whatsoever. Like, you know, he found glee and, like, I mean, maybe it was just upsetting certain people, I don't know, but, like, I mean, I don't know if Corey ever did anything to him, but he was just that kind of fucking person. He was like, he had a chip on his shoulder, he was angry at the world, whatever, blah blah blah, you know. It's kind of like, all right, you know. So I wanted nothing to do with that guy. You know, he didn't last very long. I'm pretty sure that's the incident that ended up, you know, getting him fired or whatever. But and the other person I can think of is he was somebody on second shift. It was during, I think it was during that time. Maybe was that when, like, did we go through a recession or something? I can't remember. But, like, people in, you know, people who were in, you know, higher management positions were, like, you know, their jobs were being cut and whatever, and then they had to live like the rest of us. Shocking. I don't know, but so I from what I can't remember exactly what people told me about this guy, but I kind of get that feeling, like, because the manager over the second shift, he was like, he just whoever this person was, he was like, he doesn't want to listen. It's like he doesn't even want to like be here. So it's like, I think he took a shitty retail job just to like get by or whatever, you know. And once again, I'm kind of glad he didn't last long. I didn't have much of an interaction with him or whatever. But this one time I was trying to tell him, we had rocket carts or whatever, with, you know, little metal handles, metal carts, whatever. And I was like, oh, you know, those carts need to go down here or whatever. I was like, here, I'll show you where they go, whatever, blah, 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 you know. And he followed me halfway down an aisle, and then I heard bang, 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 bang. And what he had done was let go of the handle and walked off. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll take it to where it needs to go. You know? Whatever. You know? So it's kind of like, I guess it was unwarranted advice, you know, because it's like they were just kind of like putting the carts wherever, you know, whatever. And it's like I was trying to show him where they needed to go, whatever, you know. It's a learning experience, I guess. And he had no interest in being told where they needed to go. He just wanted to leave them wherever he wanted to leave them, apparently. You know, because, yeah, he just let go of the handle, because, yeah, I just heard this banging behind me as, you know, the handle went bang, 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 bang up against the up against the cart, because it's a metal handle and a metal cart. So it made quite a noise. Like a big, you know, go fuck yourself, I guess. I don't know. So that guy didn't last very long either, and I'm kind of glad he was not like much of a team player. And it's like, I mean, I don't want to be there either, you know, like, I don't want to be an adult. I don't want to fucking do anything, like, hello? I thought maybe it started raining again. You know, like, I don't want to pay bills. Like, this shit is fucking stupid. This shit is fucking stupid. But, like, yeah. So I get the feeling that guy was like a, I can't remember exactly. It's been so long, and it was such like a, like, he didn't last very long. And I don't even think he might have lasted 2 days. I don't know. But he was somebody who had a more important job, and now just to, like, try to support himself or his family or whatever, he was here being told what to do, I guess, and he didn't like that. He didn't want to take, you know, take direction from anyone, you know. So there's been very few people over the years that I just don't want to fuck with. Just don't have any interest in them as individuals and human beings. You know, like, most people, it's, you know, I mean, everybody has their quirks, you know, like, I'm sure I'm annoying in some ways to some people, you know, but, you know, I sing loudly sometimes, or make a bunch of noise, or pop my gum. I know popping my gum is one that a couple people don't like, because I pop it very loudly, or I make just random loud noises or whatever. I guess I'm just trying to shake it off, whatever. But, you know, there's been very few people. Those are the only two people over the years that I can think of that it's just like, I don't value them as human beings, you know? I guess speaking of value and answering the question that's before me. So I guess being decent people, like, I don't feel like there was any reason for these people to act like that, or be like that, or, I mean, I guess everybody has a story, but it's like, I mean, what is it, you either become a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain or something? I don't know, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, I mean, I guess I haven't had a whole lot of shit happen to me, you know, like, but I mean, I guess I could roll up in a pity ball and be like, oh, my father never loved me, and blah, 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 yada, 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 all this other bullshit. You know, I grew up poor, like, I don't know, I didn't have a whole lot of shit growing up, like, I don't know, it didn't turn me into a fucking dick. You know, like, I just, like, you're on this planet with, I don't know, it's like you're on this planet with other people, like, respect? Maybe respect is a good way to put it for what I value. Just to kind of, like, respect other people, like, I don't know. I guess unless, like, unless they're like that, and then it's like, but I mean, they're being disrespectful. It's kind of like, you know, like, I don't know. I just don't enjoy those people. I don't value those people who, you know, can't be decent human beings to other people. Like, you know, but, so maybe respect. I don't know. I don't know what umbrella to put it under. There's a lot of terms, I guess, with people, you know, like being nice, being decent, being, you know, good to people, I guess. That's what I value most. However you want to clarify that for yourself, I suppose. You know, whatevs. But, that was a long way to go. For maybe an answer that I didn't really answer? Vague? A very vague, maybe? But, anyway, I don't know exactly what the term is that I would say, but hopefully you know, but I just basically being a decent human being to other people, like, life sucks enough without you being a fucking dick for, like, no reason. Like, I didn't hurt you. Like, why are you treating me this way? You know what I mean? Like, take it up with the people that, you know, caused you the problem, I guess. And don't put it on everybody else for no fucking reason. You know? I don't know. But anyway, I have chicken noodle soup to eat, so I'm going to do that. I feel like I've answered the question in some way, shape, or form. Very vague, open-ended, maybe. But anyway, that's that. I don't know if there's going to be another storm. I guess it's supposed to, like, rain all weekend or something. Gross. But I mean, I'm in now. I don't have to worry about having wet feet. So, I mean, I'm sure my shoes will probably be dry by the time I go back to work on Sunday night, hopefully, maybe. But anyway, that's that. I mean, have a good weekend if I don't see you for any reason, for whatever. And I'll see you for when I see you. That's how it goes.